Hey, what is going on, everyone? Today I want to do a little bit of a baby account rage video because I am I guess rage is relative for me. I know I'm not really one who goes over the top, but I'm really I'm really mad. I know I'm laughing. I'm really mad and frustrated with how difficult Symbiote Spider-Man is to obtain and actually get shards for nowadays for newer players and baby accounts coming up the way. Now, my account, I'm level 71 now on my baby account, but I was, opening up milestone orbs during the milestone 1 period, so I do actually have a decent amount of shards. I think I managed to get about 60 out of 100, maybe 70 out of 100. I don't remember, I'd have to look back at my videos. Before the orb changed from milestone 1 to milestone 2, which is the orb that we have now with Emma Frost. Now, my Emma Frost shards are creeping up to the point where I almost have more than my Symbiote Spider-Man, and I think that's nuts, because I actually would rather have Symbiote Spider-Man unlocked than Emma Frost, and because, realistically, a lot of places where you would have used Emma Frost in the past now have been replaced by characters like Secret Avengers, and especially as they become farmable, that's even more the case. And so, when it comes to City, when it comes to Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4, I know I'm a little bit of ways away from that, but now with the ISO 8 experience changes, I'm going to be getting level 75, I would say, probably within a month, I think. So I need to start thinking about, well, if I can't get Symbiote Spider-Man, what are my other options? And the fact that he's so hard to get is really player unfriendly, and I want to talk about all of this in today's video. I know that was a bit of a long-winded intro rant today, but let's get this started. So I want to start off by talking about the orbs in the supply stores. So this is the reason why we have this kind of problem, right? So it's the Milestone 2 orb. Now, I'll say one thing about the Milestone 2 orb is that they did update the characters that are available inside the pillars. Now, inside the regular drops, you have characters, I believe, all the way up until Moon Knight. I'm pretty sure Moon Knight is in here. Yes, he is. And after that, so that's the end of Shadowland, which I believe was like the end of February. I don't think that they updated it anything beyond that. I'd have to take a look at my spreadsheet here, my character spreadsheet. I don't think that in terms of where we're at with releases and, Moon Knight is down here. Yeah, March actually, the start of March. We don't have multiple man and Polaris. I'm pretty sure they're not in there, are they? Let me check. So P for Polaris, no, I think it would be right here around Proxima. So multiple man, I don't believe is in there either. Nope. So yeah, it does end at the Shadowland patch. So when you look at the drop rates, though, of the characters, both for Emma Frost and Symbiote Spider-Man, so this part here is a 5% in this pillar chance to get 5 shards. But when you break it down, 30% of 5% is actually 1.5%. And then when you look at the other one, which is 1%, 30% of 1%, that's 0.3%. Add them together, you get a 1.8% chance to get any shards for Symbiote Spider-Man. Now, more likely that's going to be a 5 shard, but that means like basically every 100 milestone orbs, you're only going to see him 1 to 2 times, which is incredibly low. So you're seeing 5 to 10 shards at max every 100 orbs. So you can see why things have been really, really effing slow. And so for Emma Frost, it's a bit better. You're looking at 3.5% here, and 0.7, so that's 4.2%. So that's over a double the odds that you're getting Emma Frost, and that alone is clearly enough, because if you look at how many shards that I've accumulated for these characters, it's actually quite interesting. Now, like I said in the intro, I did start this account at a point where milestone 1 orbs were a thing, but anyone who maybe started, or started collecting shards before mine, who might be like level 65 or level 60 to 65 now, probably didn't get a ton of time into the regular milestone 1 orbs to pick up shards for Symbiote Spider-Man. And definitely people before level 60 who only really had the milestone 2 orbs to look at, to pull from rather, they're going to have a bit of a struggle. So let's take a look. Now, I do have 85 out of 100 Symbiote Spider-Man, so I'm close. But close is not close enough. And like I said, you're going to get 5 to 10 shards every 100 orbs. So I could be, and that's assuming your RNG is average. If my RNG is below average, I could go 150 milestone orbs and get 5 shards. Hypothetically. Since the milestone orb 2 has been added to the game, I think I've collected 15 shards. So I don't know how long that's been, actually. I think that's also on my character spreadsheet with Emma Frost, wherever she is. Emma Frost, yeah, so that was added July 21st, according to my farmable dates. And so as of today, anyways, that's about 3 months ago. No, wait, 2 months ago. 2 full months ago? Really? That's it? So, okay, I picked up 10 to 15 shards in 2 months. So I might see it in another 2-ish months. Maybe more, maybe less, maybe more, depending on my RNG. But the point is that I'm suspecting that I'll probably get to Dark Dimension 3 within a month. So that tells me that I'm not going to have Symbiote Spider-Man unlocked by the time I get to Dark Dimension 3. Now, you could also argue that I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through Dark Dimension 3 Global, Cosmic, before I get to City. So that gives me a little bit of time there. But the point is that I may or may not have him. And so I need to think about other solutions. Now, anyone who's coming after me, you know, aka who are level 60, 65, they have no chance in hell to pick up Symbiote Spider-Man, because it's going to be even rarer for them than it was for me, who got the chance to get some of his shards through the Milestone 1 orb. Now, it's been a long time. Let's take a look again, because I have this up. Symbiote Spider-Man, where is he? Somewhere over here. So he was unlocked. He was released, February 09, 2020. We're in September, we're almost near the end of September 2021. So it's been almost 21 months, give or take, on Symbiote Spider-Man's release, and he's not permanently made farmable. So when we get to the 2-year mark, which is going to be in February 2022, I fucking hope, and you know, this pisses me off enough to swear. I'm sorry, guys. I fucking hope that Symbiote Spider-Man is made permanently available somewhere, just like Coulson was made farmable way later, before, you know, he wasn't even relevant at that point. So my concern is that when they do make him farmable, it's not going to even matter anymore, because we're going to either have city characters that'll replace them for Dark Dimension, or what people are talking about is that we're not even going to get symbiote characters down the line. We're going to be getting a new Eternals team, a new Bio team, that the Symbiote Spider-Man doesn't really matter anymore, that you wouldn't really build them because they'll have been power crafted in a completely separate team. You know, it's hard to say if, you know, we're going to be getting more symbiotes or if they're going to give us a brand new team. If they want to sell us and make money, they're probably going to want to bring out a brand new team. But, you know, it's just for other players. Symbiote Spider-Man is a bit of a linchpin for the symbiotes team in Dark Dimension City, which, you know, you don't need a ton of characters for Dark Dimension 3 City. But for Dark Dimension 4, this will be a struggle for people coming up the way if there's no alternative by that point. And so that's what I really wanted to talk about. But I also want to take a look at my Emma Frost. I want to show you that. She's not on my favorites list, apparently. She's down here somewhere at the bottom when I haven't had her unlocked. My apologies, should have done this in advance. So I'm at 70 out of 100 for Emma Frost. I have no intentions of raising her, probably, when I do unlock her, just because I don't know where I would use her. I might use her as a 5th member currently in Global Dark Dimension, but I'm not even sure if I would do that, because I have Secret Avengers unlocked, and I would use Ghost, I guess, so Emma Frost would be like a 5th consideration at that point. So I'm not sure if I build her at all or not. She's more mutant gear that I could probably use for someone else. And so my point is that, you know, it's weird because when the Milestone 1 orb was out and Symbiote Spider-Man was the main drop in there, he was good. Now Emma Frost is in the Milestone orb 2, and she's the main drop, and she's pretty meh. Like, you don't really need her, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a really shitty situation to be in for new players. Now, the Milestone Orb 2, while they added characters in there, you know, characters that weren't in the Milestone 1 Orb, that's great. You know, there are some characters like Shatterstar and Longshot, I'm pretty sure they're in there, but Multiple Man and Polaris are not. You know, we do have Bishop and you know, all the Astonishing X-Men, that's great. But it's really not helpful when you can't unlock one of the characters that people need the most, especially for later game content. So a bit frustrated on that front, and I want to talk about alternatives to this. So if you're someone like myself who doesn't have Symbiote Spider-Man unlocked, then what are you looking at in terms of Dark Dimension City, hypothetically? You know, so let's take a look at that, and what are my options? And it's very slim, actually. Let's, you know, just to star a couple of characters. Multiple Man, yeah, it could be an option, but I don't have him unlocked, and he's in Doom 3.9, but the RTA is going on right now with Multiple Man, so I might get him unlocked, rather. Cloak and Dagger, this is a possibility, I suppose, and probably a strong possibility because they're newer characters, but the way that their release method is not the most new player friendly. If you do both of the Strike Passes free to play, you should unlock at least one of them. It really depends, because blitzes typically are not new player friendly because of the rankings, that it may not be very good, and you might not be able to unlock them completely free to play. You know, I did a video actually about Cloak and Dagger shards not too long ago, and for new players, they might struggle to get both. I think it might be hard completely free to play without spending for newer players to get both. So let's take a look at that anyways. Cloak and Dagger at the top. You could make some arguments for some of these characters, but realistically, I think you're looking at, if you don't have Symbiote Spider-Man and you don't have Anti-Venom, although I'm close to Anti-Venom, however, that's because on my baby account I did an Anti-Venom Blitz, and at that time I was in the Baby Blitz. I got 60 shards for him. That was great. Since then, he's in the Premium Orb exclusive. Have not gotten it. One drop is all I would need to unlock him. Would I use Anti-Venom standalone? I'm not sure, because without Symbiote Spider-Man, I'm not sure if it's really worth it, but let's say we don't have Anti-Venom or Symbiote Spider-Man. So what are our choices? Well, like I said, Multiple Man, Cloak and Dagger. Hopefully, if you can unlock one or both, that'd be great. If you can unlock both, hey, maybe they're strong enough that you could carry Dark Dimension 3 City with them, because you have one sort of controller, one sort of healer type support. And then outside of that, what's your choices? Not much. It's Heroes for Hire. You know, you have Colleen Wing, Shang-Chi, sorry, Luke Cage, Misty Knight, and Iron Fist. And I would assume that over time, the Colleen and Misty Knight will be made farmable soon, probably after Secret Avengers, because now that we know that Omega Red is going to be is going to require Secret Avengers, that they're probably going to be pushed ahead of Colleen and Misty, I think, at this point, and then they're going to jump to them afterwards. So yeah, Heroes for Hire could be an option. I'm going to try this myself, I think. We'll see how far I get on my baby account for Cloak and Dagger, in terms of whether or not I can use them and they're viable in Dark Dimension City. Otherwise, yeah, I'm basically looking at Heroes for Hire, and that's about it. And that's a really dire situation to be in, because none of these other choices are worth running. Scream's not worth running. If you don't have Symbiote Spider-Man, I don't think she's really worth running standalone. And none of these other characters are even worth it. You know, Carnage, Venom, all the symbiotes. I wouldn't run any of them without Symbiote Spider-Man, because he's the linchpin. You know, for his passive that you need in Raids in Dark Dimension, he heals when they all heal when they do damage, you know, and when they apply negative stats effects. Without Symbiote Spider-Man, there is no symbiotes, flat out. You might be able to make an argument for Anti-Venom if, for some miraculous reason, that you have him unlocked, but otherwise you're effed. Cloak and Dagger, Multiple Man, Heroes for Hire. That's about it. Those are your alternatives for Dark Dimension City until we find out something more. And realistically, you know, most of the Heroes for Hire, 3 out of 5, are not currently farmable as of recording this video. So let me know in the comments down below. If you're in the level range that my baby account's in, if you're like 60 to 70-ish, you know, what's your plans? What do you plan on doing to resolve this issue? Do you have Symbiote Spider-Man? Maybe you got lucky and maybe I didn't. But yeah, this is a big problem, and they need to make this guy farmable. They need to make this guy more new player friendly, especially if they're planning on bringing out a new bio team for you know, higher end players, or for everyone else, whatever you want to call it, you know, then they need to make him farmable. Scopely needs to do something about this, and this pisses me off. This is the whole thing about running my baby account. It's pissed me off, the fact that I don't have this guy because I want him and I can't get him, and this frustrates me to no end. Let me know, does this frustrate you too, or am I the only one who has this problem? That's the end of the video, guys, and of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all later, and maybe one day we'll get Symbiote Spider-Man for our accounts. Boilon signing out.